In a significant step towards easing India-U.S. tensions, PM Narendra Modi on Wednesday said teams from New Delhi and Washington both were working to conclude their trade negotiation at the earliest, potentially easing America's tariff onslaught. Now, replying to Donald Trump's post on trade talks on X, the Prime Minister said he was in fact looking forward to speaking with the U.S. President. PM Modi also said in a post on X, and I'm quoting him here, India and the U.S. are close friends and natural partners. I'm confident that our trade negotiations will pave the way for unlocking the limitless potential of the India-U.S. partnership. Our teams are working to conclude these discussions at the earliest. We shift our focus northwards, where in a dramatic turn, viewers, Nepal's Gen Z uprising has toppled the KP Oli government. The curfew around Kathmandu is still in place. It's an indefinite curfew. For perspective, the situation, meanwhile, on the ground remains tense. PM Oli has left Kathmandu, or ex-PM Oli in this case, but he's said to be in the country still. Now, with 19 youths dead, tensions remain high. As the army chief appeals for talks, a new government is also in the works. Meanwhile, Nepal army has extended curfew until Thursday morning, while their Supreme Court has suspended hearings indefinitely after fire gutted everything inside. Meanwhile, MEA has urged Indians to avoid non-essential travel to Nepal until the situation stabilizes. My colleague Aditya Raj Kaul gets the latest from Ground Zero, Kathmandu.
NDTV has reached the residence of the Deputy Prime Minister of Nepal, Prakash Man Singh. He was a senior leader of the Nepali Congress as well. And you can see the kind of devastation that is happening at his residence at a very popular Tamil area of Kathmandu in Nepal. These are charred vehicles, multiple vehicles. I can spot, in fact, at least 4 to 5 vehicles that are completely charred and burnt here, parked in the compound of his residence here in Tamil of Kathmandu. We're being told that, day before yesterday, early morning at 3 a.m., he has already fled his Kathmandu home because he knew the circumstances are getting out of hand. You can see this is the palatial building where the family did reside and stayed. In fact, you can see there is some area that is still burning out here. The entire house has been completely gutted and destroyed. If we walk a little further, apart from these vehicles, this is the entry to the residence of the Deputy Prime Minister Prakash Man Singh, which is completely burnt, as you can see, completely destroyed. At one point in time, just about 36 hours ago, this would have been a palatial bungalow in the heart of Kathmandu in Tamil, but now it's completely destroyed. This is the fate of the KP Sharma Oli government and the Communist government and the Nepali Congress leaders who have faced devastation all across in this entire area. Ji? Okay. So I'm being told that there still things are burning to not touch anything because it could be dangerous. So you can see multiple vehicles completely charged, the compound completely burnt, and this is one such example of the devastation that has happened, not just in government buildings, the symbols of the power of KP Sharma Oli, but also several leaders, several ministers of different political parties here in Nepal.
Over to the Middle East now, where Israel's military has announced that it carried out an airstrike in Doha targeting Hamas leaders. The operation in Doha has been named Summit of Fire by Israel. Meanwhile, Qatar has been the home of exiled leaders of Hamas and has also served as the mediator in talks between the Palestinian group and Israel for years together now, much before the latest attack on Gaza took place. The strike could complicate the ongoing negotiations regarding ceasefire in Gaza and the release of hostages taken in after the attack by Hamas on the 7th of October 2023. Qatar has condemned the attack, terming it as a cowardly Israeli attack. We shift our gaze westwards, where the administration of U.S. President Donald Trump has said it notified Qatari officials before Israel's attack on Hamas negotiators in Doha, a claim refuted vehemently at that by the Gulf country. Listen in to what Trump had to say.
Notify you in advance, Mr. President? Did Israel tell you in advance?
So you were caught by surprise, sir? You were caught by surprise?
I'm never surprised by anything.
especially when it comes to the Middle East.
How did you learn about this happening?
I'll be giving a full statement tomorrow, but I will tell you this. I was very unhappy about it, very unhappy about every aspect, and we got to get the hostages back. But I was very unhappy about the way that went down.
Explosions were seen over the Gaza Strip skyline overnight on Tuesday. This as Israel's military told Gaza City residents to evacuate ahead of its planned offensive to take control of the city. While Israel portrays Gaza City as Hamas's last remaining stronghold, hundreds and thousands of people remain struggling under conditions of famine. The warning comes hours before Israel launched a strike targeting Hamas's leaders in Qatar, intensifying further its campaign against the militant group and endangering negotiations over ending the war in Gaza. Eastwards, Poland has claimed that it has shot down Russian drones over its airspace early Wednesday, marking the first time, in fact, Warsaw has engaged Moscow's assets since the Ukraine war began. Now we take you to Washington, viewers, where President Donald Trump had dinner Tuesday night at a seafood restaurant near the White House, essentially promoting his deployment of the National Guard and federalizing the police force in an effort, he says, to crack down on crime in the nation's capital. Now, Trump's motorcade made the short distance to Joe's Seafood, prime steak and stored crab on 15th Street in the northwestern quadrant of the city, following weeks of President boasting about mobilizing federal authorities and the military together that he says have made Washington, quote-unquote, a safe zone. Cheers were heard meanwhile as the president stepped out from his limo. However, there were also a smattering of boos and chants from protesters opposing U.S. policy of support of Israel in its war with Hamas in Gaza. We get you more.
Trump is the Hitler of our time! Free DC! Free Palestine! Trump is the Hitler of our time! Free DC! Free Palestine! Trump is the Hitler of our time! He's terrorizing the communities all over the world! From Puerto Rico to the Philippines! Free Palestine! To Venezuela! He is terrorizing communities! He is not welcome to DC! He's not welcome to Palestine! Palestine is not for sale! Free DC! Free Palestine! Trump is the Hitler of our time! Shame on you all!
Move on to an update from the land down under, viewers. Australia will spend 1.7 billion Australian dollars, or roughly 1.1 billion American dollars, on building dozens of locally developed underwater attack drones. Defence Minister Richard Marles said on Wednesday. Now, the first of the stealthy long-range Ghost Sharks will be delivered to the Australian Navy in January next year under a 5-year contract with Sydney-based Anduril, Australia, Marles said. Here's the latest.
Today we are announcing a $1.7 billion commitment over the next 5 years to manufacture Ghost Shark in Australia. This is a contract with Anduril Australia, which will see the manufacturing, or the development and the manufacturing of Ghost Shark behind us. This is the highest tech capability in the world. It exemplifies the fact that Australia is leading the world in terms of autonomous underwater military capabilities. And Ghost Shark is capable of engaging in intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance and strike.
Over in the South Americas, viewers, Brazil's former President Jair Bolsonaro was one step away from being convicted for attempting a coup after 2 Supreme Court justices voted Tuesday to find the right-wing leader guilty of trying to illegally hang on to power in 2022. Now, 3 members of the 5-judge panel trying Bolsonaro's case must support a conviction. Now, in a process that can last several days, mind you. 2 judges, meanwhile, voted for conviction before proceedings were adjourned until Wednesday. 3 more must cast their votes in the due course of days to come.